There was a time when kitchens weren't sleek, silent, and full of screens. They were loud with laughter, alive with scent, and filled with little things that made life easier, and somehow warmer. From pull-down ironing boards to flour sifters built right into the cabinet, these weren't just features, they were memories waiting to happen. But over the decades, they vanished. Today on Retro America, we're opening the cupboard of the past to rediscover 12 vintage kitchen features that once defined the American home, and exactly when they faded away. Number 1. The breakfast nook. Imagine this: the morning sun streaming through a window, coffee percolating in the background, and the whole family gathered in a cozy booth built into the kitchen corner. Breakfast nooks, complete with bench seats and a centered table, became popular in the 1920s, peaked in the 1940s and 50s, and remained common until the early 1970s. They were space-saving, family-focused, and often had built-in drawers underneath for storage. But by the 1980s, open-concept designs took over. Islands replaced intimacy, and the breakfast nook became a charming memory, a relic of a slower, more connected time. Number 2. Ceramic tiled countertops. Before granite and quartz were kitchen royalty, tiled countertops reigned supreme. In the 1930s, they brought cheerful color and handmade charm into homes across America. Each tile was carefully laid, often in shades of mint green, pale yellow, or cherry red. They were heat-resistant and durable, but the grout was a nightmare. By the late 1980s, most homeowners had moved to seamless surfaces that didn't require a toothbrush to clean. Today, if you find tiled countertops in a vintage kitchen, consider it a beautiful survivor of a bygone style. Number 3. Linoleum floors. Step back to the 1950s and you'd likely find yourself walking across a soft, patterned linoleum floor, warm underfoot and full of personality. Invented in the 1860s, linoleum became widely used in kitchens by the 1910s, reaching its golden age in the 1950s-1970s. It came in bold checkerboards, pastels, and marbled swirls. But by the mid-1980s, cheaper vinyl alternatives pushed linoleum out of the spotlight. Today, its eco-friendly comeback is happening slowly, but it never left the hearts of those who grew up on it. Number 4. The Hoosier cabinet. Before cabinets were built into walls, there was the Hoosier cabinet. Introduced in the early 1900s, it was a baker's dream. Flour sifters, spice racks, cutting boards, and bread drawers, all in one freestanding piece. It made home cooking more efficient in the pre-modern kitchen era. But by the mid-1930s, as built-in cabinetry became standard, Hoosier cabinets quietly disappeared. Today, they're prized by collectors and restorers, not just for their function, but for the stories they hold in every shelf and drawer. Number 5. Push-button stoves. In the 1950s, General Electric and others promised a kitchen of the future. Their answer? Push-button stoves. Sleek panels instead of knobs, each button controlling heat or light with a satisfying click. It felt high-tech, even futuristic. But by the late 1970s, these buttons wore out easily, and modern interfaces took over. Today, these retro ranges are rare, but if you ever used one, you'll remember the sound and the style. Number 6. Pull-down ironing boards. Hidden inside a wall or a cabinet, the pull-down ironing board was a marvel of space-saving design. Introduced in the 1920s, it was especially common in homes from the 40s to the 60s, where it lived right beside the kitchen pantry. Need to press a shirt before guests arrive? Just open the door and fold it down. No dragging a metal board from the closet. By the 1970s, dedicated laundry rooms became the norm, and these clever kitchen boards slowly vanished. Number 7. Wall-mounted can openers. Before electric openers cluttered counters, there was the wall-mounted manual can opener. Introduced widely in the 1950s, these devices were bolted near the sink or stove. Never lost, never misplaced. You just popped in the can and turned the crank. They were fast, safe, and reliable. By the 1980s, handheld and electric openers replaced them. Today they're rare, but still out there, especially in grandma's kitchen or in secondhand shops filled with charm. Number 8. Built-in flour sifters. Long before electric mixers and ready-to-use cake mixes, there was the built-in flour sifter. Installed directly into cabinetry, you'd lift a lid, scoop out flour, turn the crank, and it was sifted and ready. Popular from the early 1900s through the 1960s, they saved space, reduced mess, and made baking from scratch a smoother process. By the 1970s, packaged, pre-sifted flour and changing baking habits made them obsolete.
Number 9. Meat safes. Before refrigerators became affordable, kitchens relied on meat safes. Ventilated cabinets made of wood and mesh that kept meat, cheese, and other perishables cool. Used heavily from the 1850s to the 1930s, they were often placed in shaded parts of the kitchen or pantry. As electric fridges became widespread in the 1930s-40s, the meat safe quietly retired. though some still live on as antique sideboards and hutches. Number 10. Rolling pin drawers. Older kitchens didn't just store things, they celebrated them. Take the rolling pin drawer, a curved wooden drawer designed specifically to cradle the family's most trusted baking tool. Popular from the 1920s through the 1960s, it kept the rolling pin safe, accessible, and centered in the kitchen's baking rituals. Modular modern cabinetry didn't leave room for such specialization, and by the 1970s, the rolling pin drawer became a relic of handmade kitchen craftsmanship.
Number 11. Central vacuum systems. In the post-war building boom, central vacuum systems were marketed as the future of home cleaning. From the 1950s through the early 1980s, these wall-port vacuums let you plug a hose into any room and suck away dust into a basement unit. They were quiet, powerful, and expensive. As portable vacuums improved, central vacs faded out of style by the mid-1980s. Today, they're rarely seen in new homes, but in certain retro houses, the wall ports still remain. Number 12. Wall-mounted rotary phones. Long before texting, FaceTime, or Bluetooth speakers in your kitchen, there was one device that brought the outside world right into the heart of the home: the wall-mounted rotary phone. From the 1940s through the early 1980s, it was standard to have a rotary phone fixed to the kitchen wall, often beside the fridge or near the back door. Its loud ring would echo through the house, and everyone knew that if it rang during dinner, someone had to leap up and answer it. By the mid-1980s, cordless phones arrived, and eventually cell phones erased the need entirely. But that click of dialing each number, the feel of that solid Bakelite receiver, it's a sensory memory that defined the vintage kitchen. Today they've become nostalgic decor. But for many, those kitchen calls were the soundtrack of family life. Kitchens today may be smarter, but are they warmer? These 12 vintage features remind us of a time when kitchens weren't just designed. They were lived in. They held flower, flavor, family, and stories passed down through generations. Which of these do you remember? Are any still hiding in your family's kitchen? Let us know in the comments, and if you love traveling through time without leaving your home, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because here at Retro America, we don't just remember the past, we bring it back to life.